Last week, I promised oots and what's its galore, and I am here to deliver. Morning! That cabinet is getting pretty close to being done, so it's time to run all of the plumbing so I can seal up the cabinet. Initially, I was going to have everything come out of this side, but I think now that I have a better understanding of the layout, things are going to change a little bit. I'm the type of person that I need to touch to truly understand. I can't, you can watch a million videos. We're going to start with our vent. Labels, man, they help me a lot. So this will be our vent, and she will come straight out of here, and she's already open. So we're gonna put an O, and she'll run right through here to the floor. Water fill. I think I'm gonna go top down. Mine has a side and a top. Fill. Nothing here. This is already open, so I'm going to have this be the drain. Just a manual drain will be nice to have. And then I need my supply, which, because my water pump is going to be on the other side tucked in, I think I'm going to put my water supply in there. So the vent will come out of here into the ground. And then my fill will go top down, so that way we get a little extra clearance. Not have to worry about this. This is just tape holding in some plugs. So right now, the only thing I need to do is drill a hole here. Everything else is open. You like that diagram? Real rudimentary, huh? So fuel pump. That's the rear. Fuel pump is going to get tucked in here. Want to stay hydrated? These are my wires for the fuel pump. This hole and this hole are already open, and then this hole is sealed up. So I'm thinking what we're gonna do, get her run here. This is the low pressure side, this is the high pressure side, so water from the tank will come in here, and then water will come out here. Our supply. Huh? Hey Siri, how do you spell supply? Okay, I spelled that right, but boy does that look wrong. I need to close that. This is going to be they call it a strainer, but it's essentially just a trap for the debris. So far, these are all the bits and bobs I have. I know I am missing a few things. I was going to start cutting all the PEX tubing, but I don't have the PEX cutter, so I'm just going to make do with what I do have until I absolutely have to go back to Lowe's. Oh, you idiot. I put it in the wrong spot. I meant to put it on the top. I can still fix this. I can still. I made a rookie mistake. Not a problem. It's not that bad. Would I have preferred not to make that mistake? Absolutely. Let's just reassess. This totally can live here. This can live here. Shower head. There's no reason it can't live here other than the fact that I wanted the top fill for whatever reason. The only issue we have now is this was going to fit flush, so this will be sticking out, which I don't love. Not necessarily the vibe. Accidents happen. I even had a label. Jesus Christ. So annoying that I did that. Oops. Let's see. Where did that piece land? Oh, there's a lot of plastic in here. That plastic is not from me. So good thing I decided to flush this out before I locked it down. There, it's not. Where are these little circles? Oh yeah, made the rookie mistake. I see it in there. Pays to be creative, but at what expense? A visionary. I'm just running the vent line down this chamber, and at the base of this chamber is open vent to the outside world. Zoom in by chance. So there's a couple of flaps on the vent that keep like debris and animal from coming in, and I just kind of, it's a two flap system, so one flap and then there's like a grate and then there's another flap and another grate, and you just gotta weasel your way through it. That's how I also hooked up my, what's it called? My AC power. So this is what it looks like. This is the vent that I was talking about up here. I just zip tied it to this extra hole. There she goes. I love it when shit works. In case you couldn't tell, that was the first time I used a heat gun.
Like she was cooped up. Cabin fever was so tough. It was so no cold, toys. Like I said, no toys. And no one to walk. Like both of us. Totally. We were traveling with a pack and play and like a little tent thing.
I've got a shut-off valve before we get to the water pump, which I think is important in case I ever need to do maintenance on the water pump. I've also got the strainer that came with the water pump, and unfortunately, the way that's working, I'm gonna have to come out and around and back down. I mean, in theory, I could do this, but even then, it's gonna require a couple of right angles, and I'd rather have the space to wiggle. My water tank is gonna sit right above all of this. Cold water straight into the, we'll just angle this up a little bit. All right, this will be here. This will come up, right angle, manipulate, boom. Maybe even over a little bit. Yeah, that 1 inch is just a nice safety measure to have.
Even Leo's birth and stuff, talking about Leo, and then some people come over. You fill up a tub, you get in. Where'd you do this? In your living room? In our bedroom. Wow, so many people, because there was a lot of engagement and very like mega details, mega details, to the point where, you know, as a 19-year-old, I used to really want a Lamborghini. I don't know why. I think I mean 19-year-old. Yellow or black?
Look at this nonsense. Fucking mad scientist over here, dude. Got your blue pipe over here that's gonna go straight up into the sink. Does this look insane? Let's give you a top view. Is that looking insane? Or am I a fucking plumber? We'll see. Am I a fucking plumber, dude? While I crimp all of this, I'm gonna give you a wee bit of a story time. When I went to Lowe's this evening to pick up my last little bits of bobs, Mark, and he's like, you need help? And I was like, you know, if you want me to get out of here quickly, sure, I'll take your help. I give him an exact list of each part that I need, name, size, style, etc. And he goes, what are you doing for this? He's Irish. My accent's terrible. I said, well, I'm building a camper van. And he sat for a second. He goes, all by your own? And I was like, yeah. And he was like, good on you. And I was like, yeah, thanks, man. And it's just like one of those moments where it's like, I'm kind of a genius. I'm kind of doing this. I was in there with my iPad and my schematics. My iPad, you know, your life will change once you get an iPad. That's what they say, right? On the tickety-tockety. I was supposed to talk to you while I crimped all of this, but we're just gonna move on. Because crimping this is not pretty and my hands are gonna get a little bit sore. I'm sure of it. Before I can really move on, I gotta figure out the spacing of this nonsense. I don't want it to be in the way of anything. awkward and heavy. So we've got the hook that goes into the back. All right, so it doesn't really take up any more space. That's what I just wanted to verify, is how much extra space does it take out? Okay, boys and girls, this is where we're stopping for the night. The shower will be back there. The water heater will sit here. We'll come out a little further with the cold water. Let's see. I'm already starting to think about the hot water to the sink. I'm going to have it run underneath here up to here. Sit in this region. Hot water goes here. Other hot water will go out. I'm just a little tuckered out right now. Good morning. It's quite chilly, but I have a diesel heater to keep me warm, and I'm running off the fuel of my own nightmares of getting this van done. Introducing the scrap pile. Thankfully, I think I have exactly what I need here to make the frame. Off camera, I went ahead and prepped those boards. They are drying, and then I will attach them to the water tank as well as attach the water heater. But in the meantime, I can get this set up. I am using white silicone because that's what I accidentally bought. I'll buy clear silicone to caulk up the edges. Ooh, baby, I'm nervous. Oh my God, why was I nervous? I don't really know, she looks so good. Rubber gasket, metal gasket, and the tie down. So I just want to make sure. So this is kind of the most challenging part, is figuring out how to go from a sink to PEX tubes. So the brown one I showed you is this top piece, and the shark bite label is this piece, which is a male 1/2 inch, and then this is a 3/8 inch to a 1/2 inch. I'm feeling lucky. I got my custom-made number 8 shirt on, my smiley face socks. Today's goal, finish this area up and maybe hit up a Lowe's to get the remainder of pieces I am missing. And this is going straight into the ground where there is 3/4 ply and extra bracing underneath. Silly little contraption. Let's see if I can get this angle just right. It's working. Now this is the tricky bit. I'm gonna make some room for myself. The person who works here is so messy. It's me. I'm the person that works here. 2.5 inch screws. It's just looking fucking cheap, man. This is looking so cool. It's almost time to get a new drill, man. This one's seen some better days. So fucking annoying. When I get the opportunity, I will seal this, seal most of this with a polyurethane. I'm aware this might not be the prettiest, but I'm still working to find out what the prettiest solution might be, and it might be adding more wood up here. Go ahead and put that in. And let's make sure this snaps together. Go on the reverse side.
This is gonna be a great view.
Mm-hmm.
I'm tired.
Both of them?
Yeah.
This was initially supposed to like, it's like, oh, that'll be cute. I can put like a sliding seasoning cabinet. But like as my van is evolving and like bits and pieces are being put in here, all these happy accidents are happening. Like now that the water heater's in here, there's no space for like anything. So I'm glad that I accidentally, the gods in my brain had me cut this a little short. And this was something that was not planned. So it's working out in my favor. This is just turning into the endless journey to Lowe's. I'm going to use the bits and bobs that I have, and you can laugh at me in the comments if you want. I'm going to come out through here and angle everything just right where it hopefully gives me a little bit of that. Oh no, that's not good. All right, well, unfortunately, this is my reality. You can see the prongs. They've bent and released from the tank. Luckily, nothing is stuck on the tank. However, that just means I need to, what do I need to do? This is definitely one of the tools that you need to have. It would be absolutely horrendous if I didn't have one of these tools. As pretty as this is, goodbye, my friend. You served us well. Good morning. I have something very special to show you. Very excited. This is the first time I'm going to be getting in the van this morning. Ooh, 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 yeah. Okay. It is very blue. So last night I really got to work. I sealed this wood with a semi-gloss clear. I added some strapping for the water tank. I finished all the little plumbing that I could, and I even painted the cabinet so I could get everything kind of just closed up and sealed and ready today. Last night I really needed to focus and just get all the little things done, and I didn't feel like I could carry the camera around. Also, it's getting a little redundant. You've understood what plumbing looks like, and I am ready to put it all together and just get the ball rolling. So here we go. Okay. Wonderful. Now, if you may, we are going from here to there. From here to there. From here to there. Please work. Ugh. Prong. Very nice. This is what it's like to be cautious. And she's a little shy. What are the odds? Actually, not too shabby. All right, so this is my drain system that I'm gonna have set up. I need to buy more clamps. However, this is my idea. We're going into the PEX, and then we're going PEX internal, and we'll have hose that can be raveled up and tucked in. If we ever need to drain, then I just unravel and we can go directly to the ground down here. Like so, like that. Like so, like that. You know, electricity has been fun, but I think plumbing is kind of my thing right now, right? Let's wait till I turn it on, see if there's any leaks. But I'm kind of having fun with figuring out how to go left, right, up, down, in between, in, out of the tank, safely, blah, 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 blah. There is no one size fit all for building a van. You have to understand the basics and then grow from there. I responded to a comment yesterday. Someone was asking, how did I figure out my electrical? Unfortunately, the answer to how do you build a van is you have to learn how to build a van. I watched videos for 4 years before I felt confident enough to even take the leap. And even when I took the leap, I would spend a week and a half, 2 weeks learning each step of the process and then purchasing and going into it. And even then troubleshooting. Some of my earlier videos, I was spiraling because it was so much information overload that I was like, how do people do this? How does the average person do this? However, though, I'm super grateful and my brain is expanding and I'm learning so much, and you learn by failing. And I am in a position where I can learn to fail and fix problems, or at least find creative solutions. So that is my advice to you. Heat gun is out, heat gun is working. I went ahead and did my drain as one of these pecs because they rotate, right? So that gives me flexibility here to open and close, but have it tucked away or just have it live here. And we're running to the tube that will have lots of leeway. It will be tucked away back here. It'll be cinched up and Velcroed so it's not wiggling around. But I'd say that's pretty dang good. Oh, a leak from up top. Okay, that's normal. That's fine. I'm fine with that. No leaks back here. That's what's important. And the other place it would be leaking is here, and it is not. So that's good. Now, really quickly, I'm just going to connect my water pump cables, which are tucked back there, into the fuse panel. Here, I just heard it pressurize. And then from there, we need to activate the water pump, which both of these switches need to be turned on, which is kind of annoying. All right, we are now venting. We are venting the water tank. I don't see any water coming anywhere yet. Is it leaking anywhere? I don't see leaks. I guess this is just filling up first. It's definitely venting. But why don't I have cold water? There we go. Is that the pressure? Is anything leaking down here? Nothing is leaking down here right now. We'll keep letting that do its thing. Getting more pressure as we go. This is off. We want to keep this off. And we will turn this on to allow it to vent, which, let's see, cold and hot are open. There we go. Okay, we'll let that run for a second. That's running for a second. There's definitely not enough water in the system yet, which is why it's still sputtering. Okay, that's got pressure. Nice. They both have pressure at the same time now. Okay, I'm gonna turn this off. You came out at the perfect time, kid. If I kill the water. Oh no, we got a leak. We got a big fat leak. Can you go grab a big fat towel? A big leak come from this. I gotta work that out a little bit better. All right, I've got some assistance. He's holding the shower head for me while I assess down here, see if there's any leaks. And right now there is not. Also, it is pulling 95 watts, just the water pump. I have not plugged in this yet. We will start getting that warmed up. See if I can get some hot water in here. Turning this on. Oh, I still have a leak in the hot water area. All right, pause. We're pulling 0. I've got the water tank plugged in. I'm gonna go straight to idle. This isn't idle, so this is pulling 14. It's currently warming the water. It'll take 10 minutes. I'm just making sure that the water tank is completely full, and based off the sound, it is not full. This is pulling that much power. I can run this for an hour and 10 minutes, but I'm only gonna run it for 10 minutes. And I can hear it warming up just a little bit. We are going to power on the water pump and only put hot water outside. Thank you for your help. Is it hot?
It's warm.
It's warm? It's warm?
Hot.
It's not hot. This
hot.
is warm.
No, it's hot.
Not like the hot I like. That's warm.
It's gonna get there.
I want it to burn my skin, but yeah, that's warm. I mean, it's working, guys. I just need to figure out the leak here, just a leak from here and here, which I have to redo a couple things, which means another trip to Lowe's. Water pump is only drawing power if it's on, which is nice. Let's address problem number 1. What I wasn't about to do was go purchase another tool to remove the crimp. So instead of crimping vertically to close it, I crimped horizontally and manipulated the metal to get it off. I just tightened problem 2, and in the process this snapped, but we will test to see if it still leaks. This is what I created to shorten this so there was less tension in this area. And I also broke this clamp to come a little bit more this way. And I re-tightened and assembled, so pray for me on this. I'm gonna let everything run for a couple minutes and I will update you if there is any leaks. Nothing seems to be leaking from here anymore. I tightened it enough, it looks like. Let's go check out the other areas. And it doesn't look like this is leaking, so we are winning right now. The last and final issue to address is this. These are my gray tanks. And I've made some adjustments. Eventually I'll make like a quick connect setup here, but for now this is the setup that I have. Right now it is not leaking. No leaking, however, a very slow drain. Not draining either. Not great. Well, that'll solve it. Note to everybody, we gotta keep these little back pins open for pressure. Cool, everything's working now. Wow, I'm a plumber. This episode has been very long and convoluted. I've built a cabinet, I've put in a wall, and plumbing, hello, the biggest thing. I'm not 1000% if I've shared why I am pushing so hard to get all these little things done that make it more functional, but they're kind of out of order for a lot of people. And for me, I am fully camping in this thing as I'm building. So it's super important that I have functionality over YouTube algorithm, nicely form-fit videos. Because this is real life and I am using this. This is not just for the production of YouTube. I make YouTube so I can have fun in the process, and I make YouTube so I can look back and see all the cool shit I did, or just reference like, oh, how did I build that? Let me go check, make sure I'm not screwing directly into a wall, that I'm screwing into a stud. So I believe I'm just gonna finish up the doors on this cabinet, and at least one drawer